My name is Angela Beatty, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Senior Director of Domestic Violence Victim Services. In this capacity, I have the privilege to supervise all of the agency's amazing advocates and counselors that provide services in our residential community domestic violence advocacy, counseling, children's, and court programs. You're going to have the opportunity to see our shelter and the space that we're able to provide those fleeing from life-threatening, dangerous domestic violence. Let's talk a little bit about how clients access those services. We operate 5 24-hour emergency hotlines. Our shelter advocacy team and the other amazing staff that help them out when needed answer those hotlines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I often say that even at 3 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve, our advocates will be there. We provide crisis intervention, helping callers to understand lethality risk and plan around their immediate safety concerns. We're talking to them about what we call flashpoints, or how dangerous initiating certain services and processes may be. Things like filing for a protective order, starting divorce and custody proceedings, and preparing to leave the relationship all greatly increase the likelihood of serious violence and even death. Due to our limited capacity, we're only able to bring in victims experiencing highly lethal violence into our shelter services. Every caller is asked a series of evidence-based questions about their danger level. Does your abuser own a gun? Or does he have access to one easily? Has the violence in your relationship increased in severity or frequency over time? Is your partner violently and consistently jealous of you? Have they strangled you, threatened to kill you, used a weapon against you? We hear stories about the abuser that sleeps next to his victim with one gun under his pillow, another in the nightstand, while he keeps his arm around her all night, ensuring that she doesn't leave. About the victim that's been chased around the house with a machete while he yells that he'll slit her throat and anyone that tries to help her. How he held a knife to her throat and then took all of her belongings outside and burned them. About the shattered broken glass, the paychecks he's stolen, the punched holes in walls, the multiple head injuries, the animals he's abused or killed, the constant control, the terrified children screaming. We provide those clients with hope, share with them what their options are, and connect them to safe housing and resources. If coming to access our shelter services, we provide meals and basic necessities because often people come with just the clothes on their backs. Our case advocates meet with clients and create individualized empowerment or goal plans to help them work towards next steps. We help them rebuild their lives. Clients access our services in a number of different ways. The other main way is at the Palomar Family Justice Center. We currently have a team of 11 full-time advocates and 1 counselor housed at Palomar. Clients are most often seen there on a walk-in basis. Many are referred by law enforcement or other community partners. Much like our hotlines, clients walk in after experiencing horrendous abuse, not knowing what their next steps should be. Our advocates meet with those clients individually and listen to their stories. They discuss options for ending and maintaining safety after abusive relationships, available legal remedies, and assist victims with hundreds of protective orders. We provide longer-term advocacy services and support for several months up to over a year. They also connect clients to our trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy counseling services. They work closely with and advocate for clients within the child welfare system after hearing stories of the victim that was strangled to unconsciousness multiple times in front of her children. They work with domestic violence detectives, also housed at Palomar, to provide emotional support to the client who's terrified to tell law enforcement about the boyfriend that beat and forced her to perform sexual acts. They work alongside and attend court with a legal aid attorney and client who's desperately trying to gain custody of her children from the perpetrator that's hurt them both. They staff cases with high-risk and multidisciplinary teams to help clients maintain safety and assist systems in holding perpetrators accountable. We facilitate life-changing domestic violence education and support groups that provide a safe space for clients to learn about domestic violence, process what's happened to them, and to help them feel a sense of community with other survivors who've been through similar experiences. I'm sure by now tonight, you can tell that we take a lot of pride in what we do here at the YWCA. And that's because we believe that what we do matters. Thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to share with you just a small portion of what that looks like.